Shalom, shalom, shalom. Back at you again, yours truly, Brother Kedman Yah. And we just coming today with a part number 5. And we're gonna keep it simple today. I'm just gonna throw some information out there, throw some facts out there, but I'm gonna leave it this time around. I'm gonna just leave it where pretty much everyone can come up with their own objectives. I'll give the information. You can kind of do your own research, if you know what I mean. We're gonna tone that down so I can clearly be heard. Okay? So, once again, back at you again. This is Tea Time with Yahweh and His Christ, Yeshuwah. Yes. And this is part number 5, 2, the stolen identity of the children of Israel. We're going to be going over some information today. I'm just going to throw some nuggets out there. I'm going to leave the room open for people to kind of do their own research and feel around so you can come up with your own objectives and your own opinions on the different information I'm giving. And this title is The Stolen Identity of the Children of Israel. Now, what we're doing on these facts is we are establishing whose identity was stolen and who would be the ones who stole it. So, we're going to throw some names out here. We're going to throw some titles out here as far as what different, I will say, groups of information leads to. So as far as the biblical prophecies and what they lead to and do all through Deuteronomy 28, that whole chapter, Deuteronomy 28:48, Deuteronomy 28:68. There's a lot of prophecies also in Ezekiel when it spoke about the dry bones. Who was Yah prophesying about to Ezekiel? And it would be the children of Israel, the ones who would be taken into captivity. Excuse me. Yeah, the ones who would be taken into captivity and what would happen throughout this captivity, how long they would remain in captivity, and so on and so on and so on. And so, if we look at the facts on biblical prophecy when it spoke about in 28:68, the ones being taken into captivity with yokes around their necks, in bondage, sold as bondsmen and bondswomen. Of course, we know that it points straight to the so-called African American, the so-called Jamaicans, the so-called Dominican Republic. All over. It says we will be scattered amongst all nations, and it has taken place. Puerto Rico, we can keep going and going and going, you know. But let's talk about some of these establishments that has done their little dirt, but by trying to keep it hidden, should I say. And I'm going to tell you, definitely crafty counsel. When Yahweh spoke about how crafty they would be in their counsel, as in putting themselves in the place of the Most High, putting themselves in the place of the Holy Land, all of that. We already know what time it is. Like, for instance, the constituted state of Israel. You know, come on now. 43? That was established. By none other than, you know who? The Yiddish folks. The Khazars. Now, you know, if you do your history and your research, a lot points to the Khazars, who, within their nationality, they never claimed to be Khazars. um, we can establish who the so-called Ashkenazi Jews, where they reign from and who they come from. And I'm going to put that name out there. That name is Colonimus. Colonimus would be that name. The Colonimus family is who I'm speaking of right now. And their reign started from the 12th century to, from the 9th century to the 13th century. Yes, this is where all of their information gets worked into play as far as the history on the Jewish history or whatnot, and how the Ashkenazi was worked into place, how they all migrated over to Germany from Eastern Europe. So, yes, I've heard some of these Hebrew Israelites out here yelling and screaming a whole lot of different stuff. They tried to discredit the information that I know I did my research on as far as the Catazaurus is concerned. Now, they tried to debunk the Catazaurus, but yet they gave credit to the one I'm speaking of now, the Colonimus family. So, I mean, at my eyesight, from the research I've done, both are one and the same. They both accomplished the same things, which is migrating from one place to another one and then claiming to be a nationality that clearly they're not, which is Jewish. Jew. To be a Jew is a religious connotation, and to be Judean is a geographical connotation. So somewhere in there, somebody is lying, plain as day. There's some lies up in the mix. So, just throw it out there. Please feel free to do your own research on the Colonimus family. Kalonymus, or in some cases at the end, MOS. But it's spelled the same way. And that's from the 9th century to the 13th century. All of this all started from Eastern Europe. You know what I mean? To be specific, the Colonimus family, I believe they migrated from Italy. It would be Italy to Germany, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's the way it went. And then, of course, you got your Catazaurus people that come from the land of where they come from. I got that wrote down in my previous notes. I can't call the name of that place right off my tongue, but I do have it. But anyway, it's from where they range from, the Catazaurus. And I believe they may have something to do with Mount Seir in the Bible. The ones from Mount Seir. Yeah. You see, you got to look at, you got the people from Edom, the Edomites. You got Esau, who is the father of all Edomites. You got Nepheth from Noah and his descendants, Shem and Ham. Now, all of these Amalek, all of these terms that I'm speaking on, biblical prophecy was given about who these people were, who they are, and what they were going to carry out and what they're still carrying out. We don't have to have a rocket scientist to figure out what prophecies point to who, and all you gotta do is just look around and pay attention, read them scriptures, and line it up with what prophecy says and what's going on now in the latter days. Because I can show you endless places and times where these liars try to cover up things by saying, oh, that already took place in the Bible, that already happened. That was not for now, but that's a lie, because all prophecy was written for the present time, for the time to come, and also the past time. Past, present, and future. Prophecy was written for all three. So let's get that clear. Let's make sure we clear on that one. So, with that being said, I just, I want to bring out a lot of different facts as far as what the different prophecies say. prophecy spoke of in the latter days, the ones that would be taken captive would still be captive in that land that they were taken captive in. Now, today in 2023, if you come over here to the United States, who are you going to see that's still in place of captivity from our ancestors? That would be none other than the so-called Afro-American. If you go over to Jamaica, them black folks over there, them Jamaicans you're going to see over there, they still in the place of captivity. You can go all around the globe, they're still there in captivity. Prophecy says that we will all be reunited by Yah. Yah will be the one to come free us out of captivity. This is what it says. So now what I want to know is, these people over there in the constituted state of Israel who say they are the Jews, now when Yah returns again, how is it going to be them? Because it says that the captives will still be in the land of captivity, and they will still be captives. So what? When he come again, he gonna go over to the constituted state of Israel and free them from there? How can they be captives and they're over in the constituted state of Israel? But then they say they're the Israelites, so how are they still in captive over here in the United States? They can't be in two different places at one time, or are they? Or are they just trying to be? Which one is it? Because somewhere in there, somebody gonna get caught up in a lie. Somebody gonna get caught up on what it says. Also, how is it that these people could be captives when they own every damn thing? They own the banks, they own Hollywood, they own the McDonald's Corporation, they own the record labels. Clearly, they're the ones who are considered to be the rich ones. Yes, sorry about that. Had to get something off of the screen there, but yeah, how could that be so? How can they claim to be a certain nationality of people, but yet prophecy proves that they can't be, unless they're two different people at one time? And clearly, we know right now that they are not damn captives by far, but rich as hell. And let's not skip over this part. Now, during the time of the transatlantic slave trade, the Arabic slave trade, the triangular slave trade, how is it? This is all I want to know. How is it that these people that's supposed to be on one hand of the fence, but yet they playing on the other hand, on the other side? So if they are the Israelites, according to scripture, and who's going to be taken captives by ships and then slavery, now during the transatlantic slave trade, guess who the ones were buying slaves? Take one guess who bought up millions of slaves, made millions and trillions of dollars off of the backs of free labor from the slaves, were none other than your so-called Jews that you got right today. Matter of fact, the very first slave ship, which was named Good Ship Jesus, guess who owned that ship? Yes, none other than a Jew. Same ones who claiming to be the holy people over in Israel, which we all know is a bunch of haka lies. What did Yeshuwah say? But I know thy poverty. You know thy works, thy poverty, their blasphemy, that say they are the Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Yes, Yeshua wasn't talking about nobody other than, yes, none other than them folks. So, like I said, do your research on the Kalonymus family, Kalonymus. Kalonymos. Researched that family from the 9th century to the 13th century. And then research the Khazars, the motherland where they come from, where they migrated to, and all of that. Because I can guarantee you, it's going to show you without even needing a rocket scientist or anything technical. It's going to show you in common sense on what the facts are. So, with that being said, we keeping this simple, and I'm just throwing that information out there to sort of give a guideline where people can have room to do their own research. I hate to try to cram all the stuff that I done researched down into 1 or 2 or 3 episodes, because you'll be all day. You'll be the Christmas trying to do it like that. But I feel like I give enough I give as many golden nuggets as I can give, and I let it stay right on that. So when I do come back, I'm coming back on the next episode, scripture, line upon line, precept upon precept. Yes. And I'll be giving names, facts, and all of that good old stuff. And once again, this is Tea Time with Yahweh and His Christ, Yeshuwah. Yes. Ashe, Ashe. May the powers of the universe be for you and me. Yes. So go ahead. Go right ahead. Do your research. Fill that research on the Kalonymos family and the Khazars. All Jewish converts. This is where we gonna get them. The Jewish converts. Convert to the Ashkenazi, the Orthodox, the Zionist, and the list goes on and on and on. And with that being said, once again, this is Tea Time with Yahweh and His Christ, Yeshuwah. May the powers of the universe be for you and me. The stolen identity of the children of Israel. April 2023. And I'm out. Brother Gedwin Yah. Peace, peace, peace.